Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Dungeon Bowl. Sorry about the intro music. That was a render issue. I should have checked it beforehand. But that's all right. We're going to have a really exciting matchup tonight. It's the final quarterfinal of the Dungeon Bowl, quarterfinal number 4. The winner tonight advances to the semifinals. And one of those two teams up tonight is the Chaos Cup champion, is the Spike Magazine Trophy champion, and they're 3 games away from being the Dungeon Bowl champion as well. Tonight, we're going to have the BoLieve Broncos versus the Discomancers, BB Nut versus Ian. We've got Nurgle versus Necromantic Horror. Oh, not so trusty patches. Thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is going to be an exciting match. This is going to come down to, in my opinion, 8 players on the pitch tonight. But let's take a look at the bracket real quick before we talk about how this game might shape up this evening. The bracket so far: Technobabble Inc. defeating Philosopher's Song to advance to the semifinals. That's my human team. The NC Snakes defeating Mammal Nightmare to advance to face off against Technobabble Inc. The NC Snakes is Moob's Dark Elf team. Odin and Snuffle defeating the Gutter Balls to advance to the semifinals. Odin and Snuffle is Clypheus' Norse team. And then up tonight, of course, the BoLieve Broncos and the Discomancers, the number 2 and number 7 seeds, respectively, here in the quarterfinals. It should be noted that in the finals of both the Chaos Cup and the Spike Magazine Trophy, it has been the BoLieve Broncos versus the NC Snakes. And the way the seeding has worked out here in the Dungeon Bowl, we could have that same final here in the Dungeon Bowl in this final open competition of the season. We'll see if the BoLieve Broncos can win game number 1, however, in order to advance to the semifinals and try to make it that finals happen. Not that I want it to happen. I want to make the finals. But up tonight are the BoLieve Broncos. This is BB Nuts Necro team. 13 on the roster. They have 4 Pestigores, 4 Bloaters, a big guy in the Rot Spawn, and 4 Linos, 1 cheerleader, God bless, 7 dedicated fans, and 3 rerolls is going to bring their team value to 1,780,000 gold. This is a high TV team. They're going to... Not so trusty patch says I want to see Ava go all the way. I want to see Ava go all the way, too. But thank you. They're going to be up against the Discomancers here this evening. They've got 12 on the roster. 1 has been retired, and the number 9 player has been retired. Number 3 here, LaFreak, is out with an injury. That means they're going to have to pick up a journeyman zombie. That's going to bring their TV to 1,405,000 gold. They've got 2 flesh golems on the roster, 2 ghoul runners, 2 werewolves, 1 ghoul runner, 2 werewolves, 2 wraiths, and a handful of zombos. 1 cheerleader. You know what? These teams with cheerleaders, I love this. 1 cheerleader on the roster, 5 dedicated fans, and 4 rerolls. How are these 2 teams going to play tonight? Let's look at the Nurgle team first. The BoLieve Broncos. This Nurgle team is a kill team, very similar to a Cast Chosen team. And you can see lots of strength here with the Bloaters. 3 of the 4 Bloaters have block. They also have guard. 1 has Mighty Blow. The big guy, of course, has Mighty Blow. These Pestigores as well. Oh, man. 3 have tackle. 2 have block. 2 have 2 heads. It's going to give them +1 to their edge rolls. 1 has claw. 1 has an MA of 8. 1 has an edge of 2. These players are going to be nightmares tonight. Army Dave UK, welcome to the stream. Army Dave UK says, here's hoping Bonix breaks another bone. These 4 Pestigores are going to be the focus of this Necro team tonight. Those 4 Pestigores are the backbone of this whole team's great, right? You look at the Bloaters with the strength of 4, block and guard. That's fantastic. They have disturbing presence disturbing presence and foul appearance. And foul appearance is always a nightmare, right? When you're trying to block or blitz these players, disturbing presence is going to shut down any passing game. But these Pestigores with horns on all 4 Pestigores means if they're your blitzer, you don't really need to position your blitzer somewhere. You've got 4 guys spread out across the field. 1 of them's getting a strength of 4 on their blitz. 2 of them have the block skill. 1 of those has Mighty Blow and tackle and claws. It's an absolute killer. And an edge of 2+ if he needs to make a cheeky dodge, right? These 4 players are going to be the thorn in the side of the Necro team, and the Necro team really needs to bear down on these 4 Pestigors and try to get them off the pitch. If they can, the Broncos are going to be in a lot of trouble because they don't have a lot of speed on the pitch with everyone else. The Bloaters with an MA of 4, the linemen with an MA of 5. The Necro team, however, they've got 4 players, actually 3 players, that they need to keep on the pitch, and they need to be mindful of as well. They have the 1 Ghoul Runner and the 2 Werewolves. These are the ball carriers for this roster. If those 3 players are removed from the pitch, that's it. The Discomancers are going to be in pretty much the same boat that this Nurgle team's going to be, right? So the 2 Werewolves, MA8, that's great. They have Frenzy and Claw. That's great for getting dice on your blocks. Not so great for positioning, which can be tricky tonight, especially as they're down a Ghoul Runner and they have nobody on the bench. These 2 Werewolves, Claw is going to treat everybody's AV as a 9+. That's huge. MA8 can get them where they need to be, but if they need to follow up on that block, which Frenzy requires they do, they might be in a position where now they need to dodge away on an edge of 3+. That can be tricky. He does have the 4 rerolls to try to cover that, and the other Ghoul Runner is a blodger with tackle and strip ball. So this is another great piece, but he's got to keep them alive, right? And he's got to not just keep them alive, but leverage them. He will get a speed advantage if he can clink off these Pestigors. BB Nut, conversely, is going to be looking to go after the Werewolves, going to be looking to go after the Ghoul Runner. Whichever side loses these players first, I think is going to lose the game. Both teams, of course, can try to keep them safe, but if they do that, it's going to be a little bit of a dance, right? As neither team is maybe throwing the Pestigor out there for the blitz or throwing the Werewolf out there for the blitz. I don't think we're going to see that because you're going to be maximizing the use of these skills on these players. The killer Pestigor, these werewolves with claws, they're going to be used each and every turn. That might put them in a position where now they can be countered by the opponent, and the opponent can take the block, try to remove them, maybe even try to foul them and get them off the pitch. The TD differential tonight is 375,000 gold. That's just shy of Morg, but he can't pick up Morg anyway, being the Necro team. He does have some options here. He can pick up, if he wants to go all in on the kill squad, he could pick up a Helmet Wolf with Chainsaw, Helmet Wolf, and a bribe. He can pick up 2 bribes, in fact, I think. How much did I say? 375? Yeah, he can pick up 2 bribes here, and that gives him a +3 on the Chainsaw, right? The Chainsaw gives you a +3 on the armor roll. That's a way he can remove some players as well. He could try to lean into the speed game if he wants to do that. He could, I guess, pick up Gretchen, but I think she's way too expensive for who she is. She is a MA of 7, but I don't know. He could pick up Count Luther von Dreckenborg here with Hypnogaze. He could leverage Hypnogaze to try to get at the pests. That's an option as well, but that's going to eat up every last bit of his petty cash. We'll see what he decides to do here in just a few minutes. But I'm going to stop yapping here. I'm going to take a drink of water because I just finished working. And then we'll get this game, this final quarterfinal match underway here. All right, we'll see if both coaches are ready to go, and if so, we'll get this game underway. Let's see, one of the coaches ready to go. They're both in Blood Bowl. We'll just click around. We'll pretend that does something as we click around, waiting for this game to begin. Electric Man says, "Don't you have to keep clicking things?" I mean, it's that thing where you feel like you have to do something, even though you know it does nothing. All right, waiting for this game to get underway. Those 7 players are going to be absolutely crucial here tonight. Now, the Nurgle team, if BB Nut's going to keep the Pestigors safe, I think has an advantage here with those bloaters. Strength 4 with block and guard, and foul appearance, right? Foul appearance only fails on a 1, but it fails or succeeds, however you want to look at that, right? And when you go up, when you fail when you are affected by the foul appearance roll, you've just lost your block. And if it's your blitz, you just lost your blitz. that can be devastating for a turn or even a drive if you really, really need that Blitz to work out and you don't have any more rerolls to spend. The Necro team, on the other hand, doesn't quite have the same level of protection for those 3 crucial players on their roster. They do have the 2 Wraiths who can be really, really annoying. They too have foul appearance, but they also have sidestep. So if you don't knock them down, they can still stay right where they are and be a real nuisance to a team that needs to clear them out of the way so that they can move the ball downfield. All right, game's about to begin. Looks to be clear skies for this final quarterfinal here in the final open competition of season number 5. At the end of this game, we'll talk about how the Blood Bowl might be shaping up. The Blood Bowl is our 4th and final competition of the season. It is an invitational. The top teams from this season are invited to participate, and that's going to depend on how this bracket shakes out. So we'll talk about that toward the end of the game. In fact, we'll talk about that after the game. BB Nut, welcome to the stream. So he did pick up the count. He picked up... oh, it's a blizzard! Uh-oh. Lots of money to be made in this event. So he did pick up Count Luther von Drakensborn. So remember, he could use that Hypno Gaze to get at those pests. Hypno Gaze disables the tackle zones of a player. Broncos win the coin toss. They're going to choose to be on offense to start the game in a blizzard. Of course, those rushes fail at a 1 or a 2. Passes are also shortened to half distance, but I don't think we're going to see too many passes in tonight's game. Anchor formation for the defense. You can see the Count wearing number 9 over in the right wide zone for the defense. Remember, he has Hypno Gaze on his turn. He gets a special action, it's Hypnotic Gaze, and if he succeeds on the die roll, he will remove the tackle zones from the dazed opponent. And this is a way that you can basically turn off a blocker, turn off a defender to go and get after the player you're really looking to get after. BB says I didn't have weather turned on my screen. Cobblestone says, woohoo, I finally see Luther in action until he's clawed to death turn 2. Short kick here by the Discomancers. Uh-oh, who gets pro? Who won this? The Discomancers won this. So the blessed statue of Nuffle is going to give a player for the defense the pro skill. Ball's going to be kicked to the opposing 12-yard line over in the left wide zone. It will bounce up space. And now ends up on the 14. Turn 1 now for the Broncos. 2-die block on the right defensive end to get this game started will be an armor break into a stun. Regen kicks in, but that's a one-man player advantage for this Necro team. Another armor break. 3 blocks, 3 armor breaks. And now they take a mark on the Count. Here comes the blitz on the Count. Count's going to be treated as if he has an AV of 8+ due to claws. JD Moore Killer Whitey is the blitzer. Here we go. 2-die blitz is a push. Will he spend the reroll? He absolutely will. Got the pal. Needs an 8+. No armor break. Second block of this game was a removal here. The left defensive end injured and will be returning to the game due to regen. This Necro team, being a Necro team, they have regeneration on a number of their players. And those players, if they suffer a casualty, you roll a d6 on a 4+. No, they don't. They go back to the reserve box. Turn 1 now for the Discomancers. Successful pickup by the Nurgle team. Bonix, the ball carrier, on the Nurgle 10-yard line, just inside that left wide zone. Zelfiana invoking the Telestrator of Doom. Here's a 2-die blitz over in the left wide zone against Rolf. 8+ to break armor. This is with the werewolf number 5, Wind Wolf and Fire the Second. Picked up the Blessing of Nuffle here and has the pro skill now. Can re-roll a die on a successful 3+ roll. .46 seconds to go here for the Discomancers. A whopping 4 rerolls for the Discomancers. Ajax Rice has surf baited with Fen success. Yeah, so he could have gone in for the surf. So he has. Let's just draw this. It's time. It's time. So you had the assist here. Came in on the blitz. Was trying with Frenzy, would have got a follow-up on a push. Was trying to push, or potentially trying to push here for the surf. Unfortunately, that player has fenned. And fend means you can't follow up a player who you've pushed back. And so wouldn't get the surf there. 50-50 dodge works out by Rolf, that player Rolf. Cage set up over on the right side here. Another removal makes this a 2-man player advantage for the Nurgle team. All comes down to the players in green here on the Nurgle team and the players in purple and green for the Necro team. We won't see a whole lot of rushing while it's snowing either. Remember, that's going to fail on a 1 or a 2. That dramatically increases the odds of failure from a 1 in 6 to a 1 in 3. Which, as we all know, is 18,000% failure rate. 2-die blitz by the Count will work out against Cauliflower. Needs a 10+ to break armor. It just right. It says you. Discomancers positioning their defense in front of the offensive cage. Turn 3 now for the Broncos. Spreading the defense a little thin here. They're down a couple of players, but that's okay. Giving up a couple of blocks to the Snurgle team. The Snurgle team happy to take the blocks. 2-die gets Stand Alive the third. Gets a stun out of this. BoLieve Broncos, the Division B champions here in the Dungeonbowl. So I'm going to briefly turn on all the skills here. That's because this Rot Spawn has, here, let's pin them here, has tentacles, right? So these tentacles here can lock a player in place. If a player fails that tentacles roll when they try to dodge away, they're going nowhere. Key positioning of that Rot Spawn can really have a detrimental effect to your opponent. Maybe not going after these high dollar players here. Went after Wolf Win and Fire the second. Didn't break armor, but still a great blitz. Turn 3 now for the Discomancers. As we mentioned in the pregame, BoLieve Broncos faced off against the NC Snakes twice so far this competition in finals in the Chaos Cup and Spike Magazine Trophy. The Broncos besting the Snakes each time. The Snakes have won their quarterfinal match. They've got one more match to go to make the finals. The BoLieve Broncos, I have to imagine BB Nut or both coaches are looking for that third run back, as BB Nut wants to win this 3 times in a row, and the NC Snakes want vengeance, and they want to pick up a win here in the Dungeonbowl for themselves and finally topple the Broncos. BB Nut says, Snakes Broncos 3, the match everyone wants. I mean, I think that'd be cool. I'm going to try to not make that happen, but I think that'd be pretty rad. Under a minute to play here for the Discomancers. 2+ dodge by the count. Now the blitz on the Pestigore. Gets the knockdown here. Looking for a 9+. Actually, this is a wrestle down. Yeah. Pestigore has wrestle. With wrestle and a both down result, you can choose to use the wrestle skill. Both players will go to the ground. There's no armor break. However, it's no turnover either. SB Beaver, welcome to the stream. 2-die block against Vastaman, the number 6 bloater. You can see that foul appearance roll. That's going to happen every time you take a block on a bloater. On a 1, you lose your opportunity to block them. And if that's your blitz, you've just lost your once per turn ability in that blitz. Maybe that says move as a Rocky. That would be awesome too. That would be pretty hype. Turn 4 now for the Broncos. Did I block against Barry Gibb? Breaks armor. It's a stun. So the Broncos starting to pick off this defense. You can see a couple of players being, well, all right, being left behind. Another removal by the mighty JD Whitey. Regen fails on that Wolf. That Wolf out of the game. And now a tough spot for the Discomancers as they're down to 2 effective ball carriers. Remember, it's coming down to those green and purple players. Discomancers have 1 werewolf left for the game and 1 ghoul, as the other ghoul started the game injured. Unfortunate failure of regen there on the werewolf. Broncos keeping the ball safe while they run JD Whitey around to claw everyone in the face that they possibly can. Final turn of the first quarter coming up now for the Discomancers. Discomancers in a little bit of a difficult spot here. 2-die block on move will be a knockdown. Breaks armor. Can they get the removal? They cannot get the removal. So that was a declared blitz. Is he going to reposition the count? BBNet says, they say the Broncos are a one-tactic team. Just pow everything in the face with JD Whitey. That's just not true. Sometimes defender stumbles the other player, too. The count's going to remain where he is. Now repositioning to try apply some pressure on the cage, but this is going to give up some blocks to the Necro team. To the Nurgle team. Second quarter is going to begin here with the Broncos on the opposing 2-yard line. 2-die block and stand alive. There's the armor break. Gets a stun out of it. And now 2-die against Disco Stud the second. This is the flesh golem over on the left side of the line. These flesh golems have stand firm. They do not have to be pushed backwards or pushed at all. That makes them great anchors on a roster. Another armor break results in a stun on Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. Two-die blitz here on Boogie Feverish. 7+ to break armor. There's the armor break. There's the removal. JD Whitey, the murderer. The villain. Turn 5 now for the Discomancers as they're losing players turn after turn. Couplestorm says that strength 5 on Count Luther is really compressed into a rather slight frame. Yeah, he's just really dense. Another blitz by the Count into a push. Why not with... Fails the loner roll here. Was looking for something more out of this. Star players are loners. So if you want to re-roll a die with them, you've got to get through that loner roll first. You can see the Count here is a loner 4+. That's the quote-unquote standard loner. Which means if you want to use a re-roll with him, you spend the team re-roll first. You roll a die on a 4+, you actually get to use it. Otherwise, all you've done is lose it. Takes a mark on Moob over on the left side of the line. And now a 2-die block against Rolf will be a knockdown. What? Could have had the knockdown there. Took the push instead. Turn 6 now for BoLieve Broncos. And now Mark Cloud, the big guy, takes a mark on the Count. That Count might not be able to dodge away. It's going to be a +1 to the dodge. Oh no, I'm thinking of Prehensile Tail. He might not be able to dodge away because of the tentacles might lock him in place. Bonix is going to move uncontested down to the opposing 14-yard line. Here comes the blitz by JD Whitey. Boy, oh boy, 8+ breaks armor on the Count. Count sidesteps to the left and will stay on the pitch. Two-die block against Buried Gib. Yeah, using Pro here to try to fish for a pal. Fish for a pal? Fish for a friend. Fish for a pal. But couldn't get it, so gets the push instead. Boy, that move. Here's the foul on the count. 2 assists on the foul. The ref's gonna call him off the pitch. Got a stun out of it. 4 assists on the foul, excuse me. Tried to argue the call with the ref. The ref's having none of it. Cauliflower sent off. Look, man, it's the quarterfinals. The ref is having none of it. PBS says, I forgot he had sidestep. One die blitz by the werewolf. He'll spend a reroll here. Just gets a push out of it on the ball carrier. Frenzy's into the follow-up, and boy, I mean, you stay alive. You can't ask for much more than that. Went for the big-time blitz here. Remember, these werewolves have Frenzy, which is great for trying to get the knockdown because you're rolling more block dice. Bad for positioning because you must follow up. And now that wolf, yeah, really has nowhere to easily dodge as everything's going to be minus. So the wolf will stay in place, marking the ball carrier. Cobblestone says, you need to be at least a Duke to foul a count without being called out. Rookie error for maybe not. There's the pow on the wolf. 8+ breaks armor. There's the armor break. Just gets a stun. You can thank Crusader Kings for me understanding the hierarchy of titles. Broncos need to end this turn in scoring position. I believe they're already there, yeah. Good surf here on the right side as the Broncos continue to increase their player advantage. Good dodge by Bonix. 2+ dodge, no problem. Would typically be a 3+, but he has 2 heads. It gives him a +1 to the dodge. Turn 7 for the Discomancers. If they're going to stop this score, they're going to need to do something big, but I don't know, man. At this point, I might just concede the touchdown and try to get some of these players off the pitch. Like, boy, maybe I'd go after him or something. Moving players downfield isn't going to have much of an impact as turn 8 is coming up. Neither team dipping into their bonus clock so far. Boy, rushed the lineman one space to the right. To what end? Oh, saving the wolf, I guess. Remember, that's a 3+ rather than a 2+ due to the snow. Is he going to try to dodge this Wraith out for the blitz? Remember, that Wraith is marked by the Rot Spawn, and if that Wraith tries to dodge, it might not. And if it declares a blitz and can't get away, that is the blitz. "25 seconds left to decide here. Trying to hypnogaze the Rot Spawn. There it wasn't. I was like, there it is. So not even going to risk it. Turn 8 for the Broncos. They've got 2 rerolls remaining. Lots of blocks to take. Looking to remove the count. Not going to do it on that block. 2-die gets Stand Alive. The third will be a knockdown. 9+ to break armor. Doesn't get anything out of that. Cobblestone says maybe Disco never dies, but it sure can lie in the floor. Broken and stunned. 2-die against Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. This is a POW. And a 9+ will break the Wraith's armor. Oh no. Oh no, that's both Wraiths knocked out. 1-0 the score. Very commanding offense here by the Broncos. They are the number 2 seed after all. And the current Chaos Cup and Spike Magazine Trophy champions. Hey! The beautiful, the elegant, the lovely Broncos cheerleading squad. One KO comes back for the Discomancers, but that's all right. They're going to have one turn here unless there's a timeout, and then they'll be on offense the second half, hoping at least one, but ideally both of those Wraiths come back onto this pitch. Those Wraiths really important for keeping these 2 players safe. BB Nuts is the best cheerleaders in the game. They're on the line for the defense. Everybody else is just hanging out by the end zone. 5 on the line for the offense. Now 6 with Count Luther von Drakensborg. Drakensborg? I'm going to go with Drakensborg. Why am I putting an S in there? Drakenborg. Brilliant coaching. Not gonna matter. So now the Discomancers looking to get some removals here. They get a POW on Ajax the Riot. Got nothing out of that. Two-die against Runbad's not going to work out. He'll spend the reroll into a push. Frenzy follow-up here. Into another push. Will he spend the reroll? I thought for sure he'd spend that reroll. Two-die against Rolf will be a knockdown. Another block coming up on the sole remaining standing lineman. 3-die block this. You know what? Fair enough. Doesn't spend the reroll, gets a 3-die out of this. Fair enough. Got nothing out of that turn. So now, at the start of the second half, the Discomancers down just by a single touchdown. Definitely not out of this game. Oh, no. Oh, no. They're going to be down 2 players. And neither Wraith comes back onto the pitch. Holy moly. 2-man player advantage for the BoLieve Broncos. Now this Necro team has, I would have said has a speed advantage, but man, being down to just the Wolf and the Ghoul Runner, that's not really true anymore. Bonex with an MA of 8. Nurgle team's going to screen out the offense. 3 on the line. 2 in either wide zone. Discomancers setting up in an I formation. They still need to put their pro player on the pitch, but they're going to have a total of 9. They have 5 on the line with the two flesh golems as the 2 tackles spread wide here. Barry Gibb over in the left wide zone. Not lining up on the line of scrimmage. He's a space back. Here's the kick. No kicker for the Broncos. It's a quick snap. 5 players can reposition. So he'll move these 3 players here back a space, I imagine. Maybe not. Let's see. 4. He can get the Wolf back to here. Maybe they stay where they are. We'll see. Might shift them wide, one in either space, or one on either side. Nope. They're going to stay right where they are. All right. Ball kicked deep to the 24-yard line. Turn 9 now for the Discomancers. They're going to start by chucking dice, and that's not going to work out. They spend one of their 4 rerolls. They get a pal against Ajax. PB Nuts is no kicker for the Broncos. Is that an AFC championship joke? Nope. Because I don't really follow the NFL. So I would have absolutely no idea what's going on. 3+ pickup works out here. Ball's in the hands of Saturday Night Retriever. That's the end of the turn. Not a whole lot happening there. There will be 4 blocks and a blitz coming up for the Broncos. Here's the blitz. They're going to get a knockout and stand alive. Third, and they get a stun. Here comes the Broncos' pressure. Pressure on the right side. This could force the ball to the left. The Discomancers getting so aggressive up here, right? Means there are so few players remaining to protect this ball carrier that this pressure makes total sense. You apply pressure. If he moves here, that's fine. You've got a whole bunch of dudes waiting for him. 3-die block on Rolf will be a knockdown. Turn 10 now for the Discomancers. What am I going to eat for dinner? I think I want crab soup again. I've had crab soup the past 2 or 3 nights, but I think I want it again. Ooh. Pulling back Boogie Feverish to behind the ball carrier. Hands off to Boogie Feverish. Interesting play here. So he's going to pull back the count to try to cage up the Ghoul runner. BB Nut says I wasn't feeling well, so sod cooking. There's that failed attempt at the failed foul appearance roll. Attempt at the block will not go through. BB Nut says I had Singapore noodles and squid side. That sounds good. Electric Man says I think you should have ice cream for dinner. I've got plenty of ice cream. Another stun here against Andy Gibb, the kicker for the Necro team. I'm all caught up with things I have to do, more or less. I mean, I can always find more things to do. So I think tonight, I think it's going to be crab soup and playing Final Fantasy 16. That's going to be my Monday night. JD Whitey Blitz will be a both standing result against Disco Stud II. And now 2-die against Buried Gib over in the left wide zone. Breaks armor. That's another removal. And now a 3-man player advantage for the Broncos as the pressure continues. Three-die block against Rolf will be a knockdown. Turn 11 for the Discomancers. They don't need players on the field to win the game. They need the ball in the end zone. Blitz is about to occur on Rolf, the number 10 lineman over on the right side of the field. Can't take it with the... Oh, this is the Fend player. He's got to re-roll this if he wants the knockdown. He's going to take the push, but won't be able to follow up due to Fend. Fend wasn't used. I see. Didn't use Fend here because the werewolf had to follow up into a 1-die. And now wants to keep the werewolf marked. You know what? Smart play. That's not 55 seconds. That's the end of the turn. Turn 11 now for the Broncos. Very fast game as neither team dipping into the bonus clock. 11v8 on the pitch currently as the offense spread pretty wide here. You can see what the Broncos are doing. They are starting to pick off players. These offensive players are basically out of the drive, right? Completely encircled by the offense or by the defense. Leaving the rest of these players, right, to apply this pressure and continue to go after this ball. 2-die on Saturday Night Retriever is going to be a knockdown. Oh, no. Oh, no. The Wolf removed from the pitch. Oh, another armor break, and the Ghoul Runner removed as well. Oh, don't show off. Don't show off, Moob, yeah. Oh, now with no one left on the pitch who can effectively move this ball, the Discomancers are looking at going down 0-2. Both Wolves out of the game. The Ghoul Runner knocked out, can conceivably get back in this game, but if the Discomancers go down 0-2 going into the fourth quarter, it's going to be real tough to tie this game before turn 16 and bring this to overtime. 2-die blitz by the count. It's going to spin the team reroll looking for a POW. That'll do it. Won't get an armor break here due to wrestle, but will knock the ball loose. Two-die against Ajax the Riot will be a POW. Boy, the whole team is just out of the drive. Like, great defense here by BB Nut, picking off these players. Not just picking off players, removing a whole bunch of players and then picking off who remains. Cobblestorm says, I'm starting to think the Discomancers are not safe for home dogs. And now setting up for a potential foul here against the count. The rot spawn. Mark Cloud fails the really stupid roll for the first time this game. Will lose their tackle zones. Here's the foul. 3 assists on this foul. 2 fouls, 2 calls off the pitch. Come on, it's the quarterfinals. 2-man player advantage for the Broncos. Turn 13 for the Discomancers. 4th and final quarter begins. They're not out of it yet, but they've got nobody who can get at the ball. Game's gone. Oh boy. Oh no. Just move. Just move Stan 11 third back a few spaces. And now the Broncos will punch some more. That's another removal. Holy smokes. Oh boy. I could have sworn the Necro team had regen. Back to a 3-man player advantage for the Broncos here. Going for the blitz on the flesh column. Gets a push out of this. He's going to spend a team reroll. Why not at this point? Now gets the knockdown, breaks armor, gets a stun. I'm offended. I'm offended that both those rushes succeeded. Gonna try to hand off to get some SPP here on Moob. Does not work out. The ball's gonna be thrown out of bounds. Fumbled out of... I would have been very... Actually, that would have been great. Tried to hand off to get some SPP on Moob. The ball got fumbled out of bounds. Got thrown back into the pitch right to Moob. The crowd wanted him to score. But he's got the butterfingers. He just can't hold on to the ball. Turn 14 now for the Broncos. Three-plus pickup by Moob to score. Three-die blitz against Grave Robin Gibb. Got the POW out of this. 8+ by Freezing Star. Will break armor on this lineman. 3+ pickup works out. And there's the score. 2-0 now. The Broncos increase their lead, and there's not a whole lot the Discomancers can do at this point. Up against this terrifying kill team. And kill they have. Oh, good. Oh, good, the Broncos cheerleaders. I mean, oh, hey, it's the Broncos cheerleaders. Oh. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Oh. So none of the ball carriers come back onto the pitch. Oh, and I think... Oh, Nuffle. Oh, none of the ball carriers come back onto the pitch. It's a timeout. So we're going to get an extra turn, which I think works in favor of the Broncos. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Count Luther Von Drakenborg. I'll take a look after the game, BB9. Cobblestone says it's aside from Nuffle to go for the full pitch clear. Turn 14 for the Broncos. Oh, man. Oh, Lord. Oh, pustules. Oh, what a terrible name. Two-line block's not going to work out here by grave mistake. That'll be a turnover. Turn 15 now for the Discomancers. Discomancers have an opportunity to get this ball downfield. Probably you're going to try to blitz move over in the right wide zone. Oh, he's marked. He can't. All right, that'll work. Get a two-die blitz with the ball carrier. Breaks armor. Hey, it's a removal for the Necro team! Hooray! They got one! Things are looking up. Yeah, here's the blitz. Two-die blitz, no rerolls remaining. They're going to push out of this. They might actually follow up here on the 2+ dodge. No, they're going to stay put. So they're going to lose a point of movement effectively there on the blitz. They're going to move down to the opposing 8-yard line. Had they followed, so when you blitz, it's a block and a move all combined into one. The block costs a point of movement, costs a point of MA. But if you follow up, you basically make that back up. The downside is if you don't knock down the player, you're now marked. However, the count with an edge of 2 would have had a 2+ to dodge away. But didn't want to take the risk, all things considered. Turn 15 now for the Broncos. Two-die block will be a both standing result by Freezing Star. Even if the Discomancers lose here, they might return for the Blood Bowl. We'll talk about that after the game ends. Two-die blitz on the ball carrier will work out. 8+ breaks armor by JD Mord Killer Whitey. There's the removal. The count oh, God. Oh, God. The count removed by JD Whitey. JD Whitey catches the ball after his blitz. A 1-die against Disco Stud 2 by Michael Phelps will be a knockdown. Yes, some of them might return. Finally failed that rush. Turn 16 for the Discomancers. They've got 5 left on the pitch. All but one is prone. Here's the blitz on the ball carrier. Two-die blitz and a double pounds on JD Whitey. Can he get the removal? 9+. The vengeance removal. No. Might try to mark the ball here to prevent the score. Nope, that'll be the turn. Turn 16 now for the Broncos. Two-die stand-up blitz by JD Whitey. Doesn't get anything out of this, but does clear the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't quite get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rush. Ugh. Might be a one rush quick pass. I think that's what it has to be. Failed the pickup. That'll be the end of the game. 2-0 the final here. The BoLieve Broncos win this one, and they will advance to the semifinals. Congratulations to BB Nut. Tough matchup here for the Necro team. This high TV kill team is just rough to go against. The Discomancers tried their best, but the players just fell left and right. I think, as we talked about in the pregame, I think losing those the Wolves and the Ghoul Runner really did it in for the Discomancers. At that point, they really had no way to move that ball. Even if they could clear the ball, they had no way to get it downfield or keep it safe or really do anything with it. And BB Nut knew that and went for the right kills and won this one soundly 2-0. But it was a great game. Again, both these coaches making the top 8 here in the Dungeonbowl. They're great coaches. My thanks to Ian for participating. Always have a blast with Ian in the league. I hope to see them back for next season. We may see them back for the Blood Bowl as well, but let's take a look at the bracket real quick, and then we will discuss that. So the BoLieve Broncos advancing to the semifinals here. They're going to face off against Clyphus's Odin and Snuffle, a Norse team. That's semifinal number 2. Semifinal number 1 is My Technobabble Incorporated. They're a human team versus Move's NC Snakes. They're a Dark Elf team. That's semifinal number 1. 3 games left in this Dungeonbowl before our championship invitational, the Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl 5. So, with that win, as it stands, let's spend a few minutes talking about how the Blood Bowl is shaping up. So, in the winners bracket, the BoLieve Broncos are already there. In the runners-up bracket, the NC Snakes are already there. There are only 2 teams in those 2 brackets. There's a minimum 4 teams. In the third place bracket, as it stands, we have... let me rephrase. The third place teams, as it stands, are the Blitzburg Steelers, coached by J.D. Whitey, Odin and Snuffle, coached by Clypheus, MAML Nightmare, coached by Festoon, the Pip Stars, coached by Dead Fred, and Technobabble Inc., coached by me. In 5th place, we have the Fishy Fiends, coached by Ajax, the Gunnerballs, coached by El Nubarino, Philosopher's Song, coached by Spire, Conspicuous Disunion, coached by Chime, Tizork Savage Boys, coached by Tizzle Bizzle, and none other than the Discomancers, coached by Ian. In 9th place, we have Entanglements, coached by Conkill, and the Gunner Gets, coached by Cobblesword. What does all this mean? What this means is, if neither BB Nut nor Moob advance to the finals, then only 4 coaches will qualify for Blood Bowl 5. That's BB Nut, Moob, and the 2 Dungeon Bowl finalists. If only one of BB Nut or Moob advances to the Dungeon Bowl finals, then only the teams up through that 3rd place listing will qualify for Blood Bowl 5. That's namely the BoLieve Broncos, the NC Snakes, the Blitzburg Steelers, Odin and Snuffle, Mammal Nightmare, the Pip Stars, and Technobabble Incorporated. If both BB Nut and Moob advance to the Dungeon Bowl finals, then all the teams I just listed will qualify for Blood Bowl 5. That's 16 teams that will qualify if we have a run back of the finals here in the Dungeon Bowl. So that's where we stand right now. It's going to be really exciting to see how the Dungeon Bowl shapes up, and then how many teams will earn an invitation to the Blood Bowl. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. There's no schedule to look at because that is the end of the quarterfinals. Starting right now, I guess I'll say starting tomorrow, coaches will begin scheduling their semi-final games, and when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club here on Twitch, or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. I'll even drop a link to our Discord here. You can check that out. There's a link to our Discord in chat. You can check out the schedule and the standings there. The schedule There's dedicated channels for each, and the scheduled channel even has the games in your local time zone, so you don't have to do any weird math to figure out when the next game will be played. You gotta play Blood Bowl, man. This game is a blast. Festoon says, "Oh man, so small chance for MAML Nightmare." I wouldn't couch it that way. I would say there's a big chance. Like any one of these things can happen. So MAML Nightmare will advance so long as one of BB Nut or one of the BoLieve Broncos or the NC Snakes advance. MAML Nightmare advances. So long as one of those two teams advance to the finals, MAML Nightmare will go to the Blood Bowl as well. BB Nut says move, so we throw the semis and close shot. All right, but please play this game. This game is so fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store until the Dungeonbowl semifinals. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night. I will pay out the winners with the predictions, and then we'll see if there's anybody to raid, and if so, we'll go raid them. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.